There are a number of current air quality, early warning, and monitoring networks that operate across scales. These include large-scale standardized monitoring like AeroNet and the Improved Network, also local, county, and state agencies and networks that are largely regulatory agencies aimed at ensuring that air quality standards are met. There are also a number of general air quality models and forecasts, for instance, the NOAA Air Quality Index. There are several modeling options and broad indicators of erosion potential available for application to rangelands. These include the WEPS Wind Erosion Prediction System used for official planning by NRCS field offices. Also broad indicators such as the Wind Erodibility Groups and Wind Erodibility Index. While these models and indicators can be used for rangelands, they are often not explicitly designed for this purpose or have limitations. Aeolian processes are fundamental to arid and semi-arid systems. Thus, wind erosion has a number of significant impacts on rangelands. Despite this recognition, a number of deficiencies in current assessment capabilities exist. Erosion and air quality assessments are not well integrated with other ecosystem services. Current monitoring and modeling tools are not enabled for dust source identification, and air quality is often poorly connected to land management practices. Available metrics are often difficult to understand or unfamiliar to practitioners. Broad-scale products often lack enough accuracy to inform management. For wind erosion estimates to truly provide value in a land management context, they need to encapsulate variability, and they also need to be framed in the context of site potential, ecological dynamics, and management objectives. Indicators that largely control wind erosion are commonly measured for many existing monitoring plots and data. There is a need to develop tools and models that leverage these data to produce indicators to predict wind erosion and dust emission, and thus air quality. BLM AIM and NRCS NRI data collect standardized core methods monitoring indicators and are appropriate for this purpose. The National Wind Erosion Research Network was established to provide standardized monitoring of wind erosion trends, both spatial and temporal, and provides data necessary to calibrate tools to leverage AIM and NRI data to assess wind erosion in a management context. The Aero wind erosion model is a physically based model that operates at the plot scale that was designed to leverage the indicators available from AIM and NRI data. Following calibration, the Aero model provides ranges of wind erosion estimates at the plot level, but we still need a useful way to summarize these plot level data for management and decision support. Ecological sites provide a useful framework for meaningful classification of generalizable predictions of wind erosion responses to land management and environmental change. In general, there are enough monitoring plots within ecological sites so that we can organize results in a hierarchical manner. Providing wind erosion estimates and a useful framework for management is only half of the problem, however. We still need to know when we have a problem that we need to address. This can be accomplished by connecting indicators to ecological sites through analyses of wind erosion responses to structural changes. As such, we can identify structural thresholds for developing critical wind erosion benchmarks. These benchmarks can then be related to state and transition models for individual ecological sites or larger groupings. The ultimate goal is to develop indicators and benchmarks that are appropriate for generalizing important ecological and aeolian interactions across a range of ecological sites and states. There are still many opportunities to better connect with stakeholders to understand impacts of management on wind erosion and monitor important indicators and benchmarks. Producer-collected measurements and easy-to-use mobile applications provide examples. We will use the subsequent breakout room to expand on discussing these opportunities, so please think about this question leading up to that session. And feel free to contact any of us with further questions.